Yes, my name is Paul. I'm going to explain a code written from Java Object-Oriented Programming. This code is about a zoo management system whereby it's supposed to manage animals and their behavior. This project requires us to create different classes. Actually, it requires us to create a main class that is going to be inherited by subclasses. So this main class we are creating is called animal. It is going to contain fields, methods that are going to be inherited by the subclasses like lion, elephant, monkey. Actually, we also have a zoo class with a main method which is going to be used to execute the functioning program. Let's start from class animal. So we created class animal and we preceded it with public access modifier, meaning that this class is accessible by all classes. After there, we continued to create fields. These fields, you may not see access modifier mentioned, but they are carrying a default access modifier, meaning that they can be accessed by classes within the same package. We have a field called name carrying a data type of string. We have a field called age carrying a data type of int. After there, we continued as the coursework suggested. Because this is a coursework, I continued by creating a constructor. It is also preceded by public access modifier, meaning that it can be accessed anywhere. It has parameters inside it, like name with data type string, age with data type int. So inside the curly braces, I had to initialize these fields. After doing that, I continued to create methods in this class. We have a method called makeSound. So we want to know the different sounds made by different animals, which animals are created as subclasses. So this method is preceded with public access modifier, meaning that it can also be accessed anywhere. It has a void return type, meaning that this method does not return anything inside it. I decided to give it a default value of animal sound not defined. I continued with another method called it. It is also preceded by public access modifier, meaning that it can be accessed anywhere. Void return type, meaning that it is not supposed to return anything inside it, but I chose to give it a default value of animal eats not defined. Here we continue with overloaded methods. What are overloaded methods? Overloaded methods are the same with the above methods defined. However, the overloaded methods are going to be used to do some kind of different work or functionality to us. Actually, they are used to fulfill polymorphism in this regard. This overloaded method makeSound. This time around, we want to check how many sounds, for example, a lion makes within a day. So we want also to use it to see. Actually, when we are calling this method, we shall pass the number of times or the argument in terms of in number of times an animal, or for example, a lion makes within a day. So we also actually we also have an override method, still it. By the time when we call it, we want also to supply or provide an input at the time of running. So in brief, that is the animal class. So we want to continue with the subclasses. So among the subclasses, we have the lion. So the lion subclass is going to inherit the fields and the methods from the main class we created first. Now, as we see here, so we created a subclass called lion, which we preceded with public access modifier. So to allow this subclass inherit the properties or the methods fields from the animal class, we use a keyword called extends animal. So here it is inheriting what is in the main class animal. So one of the things it inherited, we have fields like string that are passed through this constructor, that are within, we passed them in this constructor. So what shows that we inherited them from animal main class, it is this super keyword, that there we inherited name and age. So we don't need to define them again, to initialize them again, since they were initialized from the animal main class. So we just inherited it. So we continued here because we declared the public, we declared the make sound method in the main class. However, we gave it a default value, and when it comes to animal, we want to give it a different value. We want to know the exact sound that is made by a lion. So that's why here we override it, because we want to get a different output from what is initially defined from the main class animal. So here we want to go direct and get and print out or get the sound that is made by the lion, which is roar. Also, we have overridden the method called it, because in the main class we gave a default value, which default value is not what the lion eats. So we want to specify exactly what the lion eats. That's why we had to override the eat method in this subclass. So we continue with subclass elephant. Yes, we created it here, and to inherit the properties, methods, fields from the animal class, we had to use this keyword extends animal class. So there we came here and created a constructor called elephant. We gave it parameters name and age. Here we did not initialize these fields because we have inherited them from the animal main class. These fields were initialized, so we just inherited them. We go with what was initialized from the animal main class. We come here, we also want to use the make sound method that we inherited from the animal class, but because the one within the animal class has a default value we gave it, and in this case we want to use a different value or input. So here we override the make sound method, and we give it trumpet. That the sound made by the elephant is called trumpet. We also come here, we override the method from the main class because the method within the main class of it has its default value, which does not correspond to the method to the food that an elephant eats. So we override it here and come and specify the exact food an elephant eats, which is grass. So we continue with the subclass monkey. Still like previously, the subclass monkey also inherits fields methods from the animal main class. So this it is represented by this keyword extends animal. So when we come to the monkey, we create a constructor called monkey. We pass parameters name and age with their respective data types. So because we initialized the name field and age from the main class animal, so we have not initialized again, we just inherited what was already done. So when it comes to overriding, yes, we also got this method make sound from the main method, but since the main method from the animal has a different input and you want to specifically know the sound that is made by the monkey, we had to override it because the sound made by a monkey is called chatter. Then we continued with overridden method called it. Since the one from the main class animal has a different input of value which doesn't correspond with what monkeys eat, we had to override that method and come up with what exactly monkeys eat. So monkeys eat bananas for this case. So yeah, those are the subclasses with what they inherited and what they overrided. So to execute the program, we had to create the zoo class having the main class, the main method where all the code is going to be executed from. So within the zoo class, we created, within the main method, we created objects. So we have an object called lion, which is going to be used to call the methods within the lion class, subclass rather. So we have lion make sound, we have lion eat methods. So we are going to run the code at once. Let me first finish everything here. So we also created an object called elephant, which object is going to be used. Actually, we gave it these are the values we gave for the initialized name and age. So now we are going to use this elephant object to call the methods from elephant subclass make sound it. The same way we created an object called monkey. This monkey is going to help us call the methods from the monkey subclass. So we can execute the code and see how it works. So as you see here, our code is successful. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time.